Good afternoon. It is November 20th, 2019. It's 4:12 in the afternoon here in cloudy, rainy Queen Creek, Arizona. And there's a whole lot going on in the sky since I've talked with you last. Where would you like me to begin? We know that yesterday Mars went into Scorpio out of Libra. And this is big for a few reasons. Mars has moved into the moved out of the negotiation sign into the let's go get 'em sign. So energy wanted to pick up yesterday, but wasn't quite ready to yet because of the shift in Mercury today. Mercury is now stationary, about to go direct. So Mercury is no longer retrograde. Mercury's been in Scorpio for a while. It went retrograde on Halloween, I believe. The degrees, 27 to 11. That doesn't matter for most of you. But, okay, so here's the thing. So Mercury has wanted to fight, go forward, go deep, but's been held back. And Mars was more about making nice for a while. In Libra, let's balance both sides. Mars is your drive, the god of war. So Mars moved in to Scorpio. Scorpio is getting ready to, Scorpio, the stinger, the scorpion, the rebirth and transformation, the phoenix. So each sign has two sides to it. So at some point here, we're heading for that showdown again. This is especially pertinent for a couple of reasons. We'll go back to the new moon that occurred on October 27. And that new moon in Scorpio was opposite the planet Uranus. Unexpected things. So this was the beginning of a cycle of deep, unexpected things. Electricity, lightning, etc., if you've listened to me in the past about Uranus. So that point of 4 degrees, I've got the snoring dog again, if you hear a random noise. So that point of 4 degrees Scorpio Taurus, Mars has now entered Scorpio. In a couple of 4 days-ish, Mars is going to be opposing that Uranus. That's going to activate things that have been in process coming to light around October 27th, right before Mercury went retrograde. So now Mercury's finally moved forward. And how this manifests personally, it's as if someone lit the fire again underneath us. If you feel like your energy level's been being held back, we're now, think about if you've ever watched the program Survivor, they light fires sometimes when there's a tie, and whoever's fire gets big enough and burns the string wins. So the fire's been lit. We now have fire. Now it's fanning the flames, so it'll get big enough for the action that's going to turn it over. So Mars is getting ready to oppose that same point of Uranus, the same point that was activated at the new moon. You can look in your life it's much easier if we're doing a chart analysis to look at in your life. You probably are feeling that things are starting to move a little bit. On top of this, today, for instance, the moon is in Virgo, and it formed an exact angle to the north and south node of the moon. So this goes along with knowing everything's meaningful right now. This is about destiny moving forward. The sun's about to move into Sagittarius come this weekend. So that's going to be another wind on the fire that's going to push the flame up till the rope burns. Do you see what we're building toward here? Knowing that in January, we've got Pluto and Saturn meeting in Capricorn. Jupiter is going to enter Capricorn right before the first of the year, I believe it is. Everything feels like fate right now. We've got Jupiter still hanging around the galactic center point in the sky, the God point, the center of the Milky Way, the creation point. We've got Venus on the way to join Jupiter. Balancing your energy, your observations, weighing your decisions rather than acting out of impulse. All of these things become critical right now. Next week, we've got a new moon, and then Neptune goes direct. There's so much going on simultaneously in the sky that if you've been feeling simultaneously pulled to accomplish so much, held back at the same time, if you're watching this, like so many of us, play out on the world stage, if you think you know what's going on, you don't know. None of us know all of it. You can see the difference if you go on social media. I personally look at Twitter a bit, mostly for what's going on the world stage as far as news and people's reactions. And people that have chosen a definite side, they still think their side's got the answers and that their side's 100% correct. There are surprises in store for everybody. There's a huge shift, a huge reset, I've heard it called. Again, think about 2001. Think about 9/11. And how the world as we know it has not been the same. You can move forward in your life and do all the things we do day to day as we do here on planet Earth, but you know something shifted. And if you have been aware of the situation, you know things are not the same. We're up for another one of those. We're in it. It's in the works right now. The turnover point will be January through March 2020. And if for some reason you have not accepted it fully by then, you will know by the time the nodes switch sign May 5th, 2020. And you'll all know how it feels to be a squirrel, because the North Node will move into Gemini. So how's that for a nutshell analysis in 10 minutes? How to break it down and bring it to your life? We've all been being called to grow continuously. We've all had challenges around us. We've all seen loss. We've all considered home or relocation changes. Well, you know, raise your hand if you haven't. You're welcome to. But look at it this way. If you haven't looked at changing your actual physical home, think in terms of what home represents to you in your heart. And where you know that it's being shaken up inside. I'm going to listen to this before I post it. I want to make sure I haven't thrown out too much information at once, because I really want this to be accessible to those that don't have a knowledge of astrology. So the points I really want to make is about how everything feels like destiny right now. We're all going through a massive change on the planet. It's not going to look like any of us think it's going to look. The whole structure, political, royal, all that stuff around the world, especially in the United States, because of the United States' chart of inception. Everything's changing. It's huge rebirth. And I'm not a mother, but from what I understand, it's the process of giving birth and the death rebirth of the Pluto transformation would be pretty similar. The pain at a certain level that's involved with breaking into the new paradigm. Whether it's for the baby breaking into the world, or it's from the mother and the mixed emotions that may come from nurturing the idea within to having it in front of you. Work on centering yourself as best you can. Honor your body. If you need extra rest right now, take it. Get the extra rest. For whatever you're dealing with personally, it will help for you to know your own birth chart better. I hope in some way this has been helpful to you, and I will check back in soon. Bye for now.